Hello there and welcome back. In this video we are going to talk about the Longhorn software or storage, and this is basically a cloud native distributed block storage for Kubernetes. And I happen to have a Kubernetes cluster, and I would like to show you how you can set it up. So we are going to log in to the Kubernetes master, and in the Kubernetes master, let's clear the screen. We will have to do some manifest applying. So basically I collected the steps in one of the tutorials. Longhorn. Good. So the first thing that we have to do is to install the NFS utils and the iSCSI initiator utils and make sure that we enable the services on all of our nodes. So let's do that. Yum install NFS utils and iSCSI initiator utils -y. And the next thing is going to be the systemctl enable now and iSCSI D. Good. So we have to play it on our remote nodes. So SSH gates worker A and sudo. Yes, I want to connect. I'm going to provide my password. Oh, I have to make sure that I log in with my standard user because root login is disabled. Once this is done, what we can do is to wrap the systemctl enable now in the same string and use ssh reaper.py at gates worker A and provide the password. It is done. So let's go to the worker B. Yes, I accept it and I'm going to use my password. Let's wait for the installation to complete. And the worker C. Yes, and I will install it. iSCSI service does not exist. Oh, worker B. Good. And now for the installation, we can do on the worker C. And once the installation is complete, we can enable it on worker C. So I have passwordless sudo setup. That's why I only need to provide the password once for the installation. And now we can grab the manifest file from GitHub. And technically, it is going to create the resources in the namespace Longhorn system. And we should wait for these resources to come online. And maybe we are going to wait for the pods -watch -namespace Longhorn system. That should be it. And once this is complete, we are going to change our namespace and make the Longhorn system the default. Okay, container creating, running. So now this is working. We will use the Longhorn frontend service to connect to it. So first, let's change the namespace to Longhorn system. And once we have the Longhorn system, we can create the ingress to allow basically the HTTP authentication, and this ingress is going to come from the following configuration. Where is it? It's 7. Here I have the Longhorn and the 1 underscore, and this is going to be the Longhorn ingress. And then what I will do, or maybe I don't even need the ingress. Let's try something else. We are going to use the kubectl port forwarding, and this is going to port forward the Longhorn front end from the Longhorn system on port 8080. And if I go back to my browser and use the HTTP Gates master, then I am in the Longhorn web UI. So currently in the web UI, we can see on the dashboard what is the storage which is schedulable, what is reserved, what is used, what is disabled, and we have 3 nodes. And 3 nodes are basically our workers where we can provide this distributed storage. Under the volume, we don't really have any special volumes because we are yet to create one. In order to create it, we can use the following. So let's put this in the background, and I am going to use the lhpvc.yaml to define the persistent volume claim, and I use the kubectl apply lapvc.yaml. If we use the kubectl get pvc, we can see that this is now bound, and this is going to be the PVC volume, and it is using the storage class of Longhorn. And now we have the volume in our web UI. And currently, this is not used by any of the devices. That's why it's detached. And we can create a deployment, and this deployment is going to be LH deployment. And here we are going to have an Nginx server. So kubectl apply -f-lh deployment, and we can use the kubectl get deployment, and the myapp deployment is currently in progress. Let's get the pod. It's in container creating, and we can use the kubectl events to verify whether or what's the status. So it has a failed to mount, invalid argument, volume hasn't been attached yet. It was started, and now the pods are running, and we can use the refresh, and it shows that the volume is healthy, and we can see that these are the workers where the volume is present. This is going to be the location on the worker for the volume. So if I go back and SSH to the Kate's worker A and just zoom in a bit, we can use the sudo ls-l, and this is going to be the location. And this is how you can use Longhorn in your Kubernetes cluster. That was all I wanted to show you. See you in the next one.